G'day guys, Scotty here. Just going to do a quick video, a tutorial on how to do a basic single line pull recovery using an electric winch, synthetic rope. I'm going to try to keep this short. Recovery is something I'm passionate about. I've been doing it all my life, so I could talk about this for hours, but I'll try to cut it down so it's just a quick video. So first thing you're going to need is an electric winch. Take the cover off it and tuck that away. The other things you're going to need, one thing you're going to need is a tree strap. Now you get different varieties of these. You can just buy these flat webbing straps that are referred to as tree straps, or you can use something like this. Now these are really cheap. These are just lifting slings. Okay, this one's purple, so it's rated at 1 ton. That's 1 ton lifting. So that's more like 4 ton recovery. Okay, your braking strain is usually 5 times of what the lifting capacity of a lifting strap is. Okay, so its braking strain will be something like 5 ton. So recovery, call it 4. Righto. But when you go around a tree, now this is a 5 meter one. When you go around a tree, you're doubling it up. So call it 8. The other thing you're going to need is a soft shackle. One of these. Doesn't matter if you have this variety or this variety. They're plenty strong enough either way you go. You can make your own soft shackles from your old winch rope. If you break 2 meters off the end of it because you had it wrapped around a rock or something and you got cut, the rest of the rope's still good. Okay, doesn't mean the whole rope's bad. Okay, synthetic rope, it'll only break from going around something sharp. Okay, they don't just deteriorate over time, unlike what the manufacturers recommend. They'll want you replacing your winch rope every year, so you buy more stuff from them. Okay, but in reality, synthetic, like this soft shackle, I've had this for about, I think 4 years ago I made that, at least 3, and that's seen a lot of abuse. So yeah, use your old winch rope that you've snapped off because you had it over something sharp. Use the rest of that and make a soft shackle. There's a tutorial on how to do that in one of my other videos. But anyway, soft shackle, that's all you're going to need, and your tree strap. Alright, so we've got our equipment ready to go. Next step is to get the winch rope out. So poke it out through the hole, ready to go. Engage the clutch into free spool and start pulling it out. Now you'll notice that took a fair bit of effort. There's different types of winches that have a different style of free spool. This one's quite hard to pull out. And you'll also notice that I pulled this out through the horse hole. I've got no metal here. This is the ideal way to have a Dyneema rope. No metal, just a spliced loop on the end. In one of my other videos I'll show you how to splice a loop on the end of the rope and prepare your rope for your winch. Most of the time I'll come with a metal thimble in here. You want to get rid of that. The whole idea is to make this safe, so the less metal you can have, the better. Okay, so you just have that. You put your soft shackle in the end of it, you hook it onto your tree strap, good to go. I'll show you that in a sec. Right, I won't bore you with this while I pull my rope all the way out. Righto, the other important thing we're going to need is a nice big tree. Don't blame me for ring barking it, that's my goats. That's what they do. So, no haters comments on that, thanks, righto. So, pretty simple. You get your tree strap around your tree. Make sure there's no twist in it, make sure you got it nice and low. That's where the tree is strongest. And then you just get your soft shackle. Now, how these work, in case you haven't got to that stage, you just slide this out of here, make the loop bigger, the knot comes out through the loop. To redo it, put it through your winch rope and through your strap, put the knot through the big hole, and then straighten it out, and it'll pull tight around that knot, and that's not coming undone. Alright. I'm busy here, yeah. Righto, so we get our soft shackle through our eyelets of our strap, through our winch rope, pull the knot bigger, the loop bigger, and then put the knot in there. Now at this point in time, you need to warn everyone that you've now connected up, so you're now live. Okay, this rope is now live, it's connected up, and if that car was, or vehicle was on a slope, if it was to roll, this would pull tight and snap. Okay, we're working with synthetic, so it's pretty safe. However, it's still a good idea just to let people know to stay clear of it. Definitely don't walk past it or lean past it or anything like that. That's very dangerous. So don't do anything like that, and just treat this like a dangerous thing, because it can be. Alright. The other thing, good practice, just don't step over the rope once it's live. Righto, so the next thing we need to do is come over to our winch and re-engage our clutch. Now sometimes these can get hard to push around if the cogs in here aren't meshed up completely correct. It might get to here and you might not be able to turn it. So what you got to do is just grab your winch rope and just turn your drum a little bit, and then hopefully it'll, see, that won't go in now. Turn my drum a little bit more, and then it slots in nicely. Okay, don't force these in, just turn your drum a little bit and that should slot in nice and easy. Righto, so that's engaged. Now at this stage you want to have your vehicle started. If you're using an electric winch, it'll drain your battery and then you won't be able to start your car. So you've got to make sure you have your engine running. Okay, so while you're doing your recovery, it's important to have someone, usually yourself, in the driver's seat. Okay, you need to be there so you can release the park brake, you can steer the right direction, or put the park brake back on once you're out of the mud. Okay, we're just going to simulate being bogged in mud while leaving the park brake on here, and we'll pretend that there's someone in the driver's seat. Okay, but we're going to leave the park brake on the whole time just to give a bit of resistance and to pretend that it's stuck in the mud. Righto. So at this stage, you want to take up the tension. Make sure the remote's on. Take up the tension. Now it's a good idea to just have a look at the drum once you've taken up the tension. So once you get it off the ground there, not too much tension on it. You just want to have a look over your equipment, make sure it's all good to go. Checking the rope is laid on the drum nicely. Just have a quick look at your rope and just check your soft shackle and your tree strap as well. Make sure you're happy with that. Make sure it's connected up correctly, so it's not going to waste any time pulling itself apart and causing you to reconfigure your setup. Righto. Now it's just a case of winching in and pulling the truck out of the mud. Alright, another quick point, when you are using an electric winch for a recovery, it's good practice to not hold the winch on for too long. Okay, you just want to sort of give it maybe 20-30 seconds of work and then give it a rest for another 20 seconds. 20 seconds on, 20 seconds off. Particularly if you're doing a long recovery, say you're pulling your vehicle up a hill or through a long mud bog, it's going to take a few minutes work. So no dramas, righto. Let's say we've pulled our vehicle out of the mud now. I'll apply the park brake in the cab there, or the operator will to the vehicle. I'll apply the park brake, and then you can take the tension off the rope. Now, a couple of ways of doing that. Now, a lot of people just drive forward to release the weight off the rope. However, by doing so, particularly if you're on a steep hill or slippery surface, you might drive forward for a few inches and then you might lose traction and slide back down and shock load your rope, your winch rope and your equipment and your mounting points on your winch. So it's best practice. Keep the park brake on and just release the winch slowly, making sure the vehicle doesn't roll away until you've got a little bit of slack on the rope. Now, although we talk about not touching the rope when it's live, it's going to show you a nice safe way of getting some slack on the rope without allowing the winch drum to bird cage when you're getting enough slack on your rope so that you can release your other end. You just want to reach in, put your fingers over the rope like that, and then lean out. Okay, just so you're putting a bit of tension on the rope so you can get yourself plenty of slack to then release your equipment at the other end. Okay, there's nothing dangerous about doing this. You're not over the top of the rope, you're not behind the rope. Don't link your arm in it, just your fingers. If that vehicle was to roll back down the hill for some strange reason, what's going to happen? It's going to just pull it out of my fingers. I'm going to fall away from the rope, away from the danger, and the rope will pull tight, may snap, and just fly whichever direction in line with the vehicle, in line with the winch rope. Okay, but I'm out of the danger zone. I'm not hooked onto it, so there's nothing unsafe about that. Alright, so once you've got enough slack on the rope, you just got to go and disconnect it. Now, a breakdown is just a reversal of the process. You're just coming in without stepping over the rope, get yourself some tension, some slack, slide the loop larger, and then pull the knot out through the loop. Pull your soft shackle out. You're done. Now, for your pack up process, the slowest part of your pack up is winding your winch rope back in. So the sooner you start pushing that button to wind in, the better. So winding in on that, keep an eye on that. Meanwhile, you can pack up the rest of your equipment. And make sure you store this sort of stuff away from oils and moisture, away from dirt, mud. Tuck it away somewhere neat inside the vehicle. Alright. Right, one little point, as you're winding your winch rope in, just make sure you feed it back and forth across the drum so that it lays nice and evenly on your drum. The beauty of synthetic rope is that it's not so critical. With steel wire rope, it's much more critical. I'll do another video on that shortly. Now, when you get into the end here, okay, make sure you don't have your fingers in the loop. Okay, at this point, it's not critical to have tension on it, so you can let go and just wind it that last bit in. Oh no, beautiful. No rope, no hook hanging out, so it can't get damaged when you're banging in the rocks and trying to go up that steep little slope. It's tucked away there, nice and neat. That is the safest, most basic recovery you can do. Okay, no metal in the equation on the equipment, so if anything was to snap, it's not going to fly and kill anybody. I'll do another video shortly of a 2-to-1 system, and it gets a little bit more involved, so watch out for that one. Thanks for watching. I hope you got something out of it. Have fun out there. See yous.